And I'd given my business card to lots of folks. It says Roy Terry, the Primal Pitch. And one of the gentlemen came up to me near the end of the conference. He said, "You do what? I thought you coached baseball pitchers, you know." I'm like, oh my God. And it turned out he was not a tech person. He was a mental health specialist, so I don't know what that means. But you now work it out. However, it's worth mentioning because we take for granted, you know, we spit out acronyms and things, and we think everyone's on the same page with us, like I hear IoT a lot, except because this guy does not like you. He's creating danger for you, and he wants to dominate and defeat you. That is not your relationship in a pitch. You want to be friendly, right? So please, we'll just eliminate that. We'll never mention baseball again. I hope when you're doing pitching, you realize it's going to be a conversation. He has the 10, 20, 30 rule. Who knows this rule? Yeah, so what is it?
Yes, it's something like 10 slides, 20 minutes, 30 slides.
Thank you. Yes. So keep it simple. No more than 10 slides, no more than 20 minutes, and 30-point font for people whose eyes and maybe their hair is. So these are some of the things you'll find. So this is the David Rose. This is the same David Rose that you saw at the previous slide, as presented by the demo coach, who is Nathan. So this is something you can find on YouTube. A little sample of Steve Austin. So you can see this deck. It came from angelsforum.com. Go review it, check it out. Nice looking design. And one more. Come up. This was from SlideShare. And I like this one because it starts with the problem. Problem, solution, business model. I think it's the winning formula. That's academic. Pitching is upside down. You start with the juicy stuff. Oh, you might want to be cool, like, hey, what's up? Check my app. You know, you see this on YouTube, they all open up. I don't recommend that. Or you might want to be like the Hollywood guy and just, blast. This information is not new. It's been out there for years. What have we got? What's the result so far? I claim they're all wrong because the ideal pitch matches the audience. You can't read it. It says, they all stink. And that is Jessica Livingston is the co-founder of Y Combinator. The point of putting all this negative sort of stuff up is, number one, encourage you to practice. And the competition for pitching is pretty wide open. You up at a couple levels, you'll be right there. Creating confusion is far and away, it's like the 50% of all pitches that don't work well are confusing. There is a term from the 70s and 80s called FUD. Who's familiar with FUD? What is FUD?
Fear, uncertainty, doubt.
Thank you. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And what would be a motivation for creating FUD?
To get sale, basically.
To get the sale. And how would it, if your customer had FUD, how does it work to help you get a sale?
I think it was a formula used by IBM.
Yeah.
To create.
So this gentleman's in the know,
Mm-hmm.
and the FUD was created relating to all the competition. Mm-hmm. Like, what's Microsoft Windows going to do? Is the next release going to work? Maybe someone else is going to introduce a new product that will invalidate your decision, therefore buy IBM. Mm-hmm. And if you have a pitch that's confusing, you're creating FUD for your own proposal, which is nasty. Because the mind, everybody's mind, really kind of has emotional channels. And if it's confused or puzzled or worried, it cannot appreciate the story, it cannot like you, it cannot evaluate. So that's huge, number one. Can you bring in any evidence, including stories and anecdotes? Anecdotes in pitching are actually evidence, psychologically. But there'll be a couple more chances, and we're all going to do it in groups soon. All right.
Do you think we need to have a visual part, like the presentation with the graphics? I mean, most of the pitches I saw, they had all set up perfectly, videos.
Sure.
I mean, I didn't see anybody coming out there 30 seconds with no background to talk.
Right, right. So she raised an interesting question. How important are the graphics? Do I need the slides just right and perfect and everything? Well, you can see I have imperfect slides. But my answer is no, you don't need actually any slides at all. Remember the pitch, the Hollywood guy? And how sort of excited, he brought the energy in himself. And if you use evocative language and some specific language about the problem, you don't need the graphics. Graphics are great. who does not have an image in their memory bank of Steve Jobs on the stage at Macworld, showing off the iPhone? And how simple those slides were and how elegant they were. So it's great to have perfect graphics, and he had a staff. But you may not have a staff, so go with what you can do, which is, just practice and get evocative. Any other comments? How we help her?
I feel like pitching doesn't always happen on stage. Sometimes
does not.
You just do the pitch in the corridor, and there you have to have your story straight.
Boom.